Hello.
What's up, everybody?
We're just gonna wait for this to register on Facebook.
Right, I said hi, but realistically, no one's on yet, so I said hi to nobody.
That's okay.
What's up, everybody?
The delay, the lovely delay.
That's funny.
I'm just gonna throw this into the team chats real quick.
I can make my chest dance in this. If you all like that, drop a line. Just kidding.
Y'all, I just apologize for my husband. I don't even know why I invited him on this Zoom.
It's not quite like Drew's chest, but...
Lord. I don't even claim you. Okay. So we wanted to hop on. There were a couple things. Oh, let me delete out of there because I don't want to hear the replay. So first off, I've been out chasing kids in sprinklers all day. He's been at work all day.
Yep.
So we literally just want to talk to you guys quickly, and then we're going to hop on a work Zoom with anyone who wants to get on. We already put all the info in the chat. Until 8 o'clock, which we normally do from 7 to 8 a work Zoom. There's 11 of y'all on here watching us in our kitchen that has dinner behind us right now. So that's super humbling, first off. So thanks for hopping on.
And it was delicious. It wasn't a salad.
Yep.
We do salads 3 or 4 nights a week, and he absolutely loves them. So we did ribs and potatoes and corn tonight. So we just had a couple aha moments and things we wanted to share with y'all. Also, BOGO coffee today and tomorrow. So if you didn't know that, it was on the family call last night. He sold one today, actually. So you buy a bag of coffee, you get the second bag for free. These are for new customers and current customers. It is 15 BV for that. So keep in mind it does not count as one of your qualified new customers, but it does count, obviously, as BV. Shout out to Natasha, who is on here, who is 21 BV away from going Ruby.
Yeah. Good job.
That's pretty exciting. And Brett's just going to chat a little bit about how to work this around a full-time schedule and then the importance of screenshotting.
All right, so today I signed my very first customer that I personally did, not her. Moi.
Because typically what we do is I will start conversations, he'll get leads and bring them to me, and then I close them. So we've always done it as a unit, but now that he has decided he wants to replace his income and come do this full time, or at the very least not go to work full time. We'll see what it turns into, but at the very least not go to his job. He's working it. So today was pretty much his first day on his own, and he's like, oh, look, let me just casually sign a customer and show you that I don't need you anymore.
So I'll say last night, or yesterday afternoon,
Give me my water.
I can, I started messaging all my batteries and getting my host to post up. So I sent one of the guys that commented on the host to post. I was like, hey, would you mind posting a coffee post for me? And he's like, coffee? I love coffee. Me too. So I sent him the message, what to post, and then I sent him the scientific carb, all that jazz script, and then messaged him a little bit more. Well, then honestly, I'm usually in bed between 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish. Well, we went shopping last night after church, and we didn't get home till 8:30-ish, maybe a little bit later. And so we obviously, after groceries put away, it was about 9 o'clock, and I was like, I really need to go to bed because I had to get up early. I get up about 4 o'clock. And he kept messaging me about the coffee. I was like, I really want to sit here and get my very first customer. And so I'm talking to Tanya. She's like, you need to go to bed. Because...
First off, you're stealing my point. You guys been talking about this?
First off, back off.
Listen, I wear the pants in this family.
You wear something. But anyways, so I decided to go to bed. I was like, you know what? I was like, if he's going to buy, he'll buy tomorrow. So I get up, I go to work. At work, I ask him if his billing and shipping is the same and start that whole process of closing them. Said yes, basically did it on my breaks because I don't go to the bathroom and message people. That is absolutely ludicrous and completely unethical. to the nth degree. Like, I wouldn't trust somebody who did that because I have guys that I work with that go to the bathroom and they're usually on Facebook and they're not working a business. They're just lazy. And yeah, I don't like people who do that. But anyways, back to this. So on my lunch break, we have half an hour. I don't need a half an hour to eat. Like, it does not take me that long to eat my food. So the rest of it, I literally sat down, sent him a few more messages, screenshotted some stuff, and he signed up. It was pretty easy. I mean, it was easy in the sense of, yes, that was thunder.
No, Janice said our clock doesn't work. It does work. Remember, you're an hour ahead of us. It's like 4 or 5 minutes slow because we're dumb and just haven't changed it. But I just felt like it's the right time. So I don't know. But yes, it did also just do a lot of thunder.
It was easy in the sense of it was scripts. It wasn't me trying to figure out what to say. It was all there right in front of me. Like, I asked Tanya, I was like, hey, what do I say? This is what she put. And a little shout out, WordBoard is awesome. The fact that I am a very slow typer and all I gotta do is hit one button and it drops down, amazing, worth every penny.
Yeah, his cheap butt was not gonna pay $20 for it. And I told him, I said, listen, it's $20 one time. It saves you hours and hours and hours on messaging. No. And then he finally sets it up. He's like, man, I wish I would have had this earlier. That's your own fault.
That is true. That is true.
But legit, he got done in a fraction of time what took him all day yesterday afternoon because he added WordBoard. So.
Oh, it's night and day difference. It really is. It's worth every single penny. If there's one thing that you haven't, if you haven't done WordBoard and you want to take yourself up to the next level, it really does. It makes things so much faster.
So Hannah, it says 7 o'clock. Y'all are seeing it backwards. Remember, I don't have my screen flipped, so it looks like 5 o'clock, but it says 7:10 right now, which is again a few minutes slow. But it looks like 5 o'clock because you're seeing the thing flipped. Does that make sense? Like, I promise you, it says 7 o'clock. Because when I looked at it in the thing, I was like, why does it say 5? And I was like, oh, it doesn't say 5. It says 7. But it's the image isn't mirrored. So with working it around your schedule, again, we're the oddballs out. I know we've heard leaders talk about, go message in the bathroom and go do this. Listen, I have been the one that oversees the employees. I would fire you for that. Do not do that. Like, you're stealing company time. That is not okay. And like he said, we wouldn't trust anybody who was stealing time from their employer to go build a side business. Again, we're probably the oddballs out because we've heard other leaders say opposite, but y'all know that we are pretty high up when it comes to integrity, and that's not it. Yes, Janice, I promise you. She's like, Savannah, it's backwards. They're right. I double checked though because you had me thinking my clock was wrong. And as far as working it around his schedule, though, what he typically does is, you want to tell him what you do first thing in the morning when you're making your coffee?
So the first thing I do
He's like, what am I doing in the morning?
The mornings are a blur. No. So the first thing I do when I make my coffee, or even just my morning, I literally think, okay, what product do I want to choose today? It's either my coffee, the greens, energy, or the hydrate. And I literally pick one at the beginning of the day. If it's my coffee, boom, I get my coffee, put it in my stories. Sometimes I don't have the time, I'm running late, I'll shoot it to her and she does it for me. But I do get the picture, and usually I'll tell her what to say sometimes. But that's what I do with my product post. And then today at work, if you haven't seen my story, I literally took a picture of me doing this, which is, I think, pretty cool.
A boomerang.
Right, a boomerang. And I was like, signed a customer on break. I was like, what did I say?
He was kind of snarky. He's like, and you're going to tell me you don't have time to do this?
I was, but some people like snarky. Some people like you to be bold and in their face. I don't want no mamby-pamby people on my team.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. If you can't handle that, then you can't handle the business.
So what he does, because he does work 12-hour days, and he's not allowed to have his phone on him at all at work. So it's not like he's having a slow time. He can get out and do a few messages. So he gets up at 4:30. He's supposed to get up at 4. And usually, it's a long day. So he does his product stories first thing in the morning, and he is getting better about putting a poll on there. I told him, poll or swipe up, like some call to action, not just a picture of the product. And then on his lunch break, he usually, like, he works 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but then he also has a 30-ish minute commute each way. So, which obviously, he is not on his phone texting, hopefully.
Never.
I caught him a couple days ago. I was like, dude, you're going to kill us. He's like, no, not at all. So, I'm trusting that he's not messaging on the way home.
I'd be looking out for the 5-0s, don't worry.
So he, on his lunch break, all he does work-wise is he'll return messages. So he's not doing any income-producing activities, but he's carrying on those conversations from the day before. And then he gets on the 7 o'clock work Zoom every single night, and he gets as much of the list done as he can in 60 minutes. Now, we talked about this yesterday. He's not going to get the list done every single day. He has way less time to work this than I do. So we modified his list. He's supposed to pick a number. We're still working on the number for messages, which is fine. Remember, guys, he's brand new when it comes to the actual working online part of it. He doesn't want to message. He doesn't like messaging. He put it off. He dragged his feet so much yesterday, and then he sent out 8. And he's like, "I'm done. I'm done. I did so many messages." I was like, "You sent 8," but as a new person, that's pretty impressive. So meet you where you're at.
At that point, I did not have word board.
No. So his goal is to get through the entire list 2 to 3 times during the weekdays, and then on Saturday and Sunday to actually get through the list. So keep that in mind. If you're working a full-time job, there is no shame in modifying the list and then having a goal to get through a certain amount of times each week. Like, you're not working this full-time. You can't be expected to put in full-time work. So make sure, yes, you hold yourself accountable, but set goals that you can actually achieve. And then I wanted to touch on what he said about going to bed last night, because I preach to y'all all the time, and he does too. Although now that he's really working the business, it's easier said than done. You don't need to be on your phone 24/7. There's no such thing as a rap emergency. And we hear that all the time, but how many of us actually put it to practice? I had a girl tell me today that I was talking to her about the business. She was, "Oh, I've already done that. You should check out my YouTube, because I did a video on why I left It Works." And anytime someone tells me that, I'm like, I want to check out your video for, like, craps and giggles, because I can't say the other word because my kid's in front of me. I just want to see, like, is there any fact to why you left? The 3 reasons she left is she was spending more than she was making because her upline told her she had to run an auto ship every single month. We know that's a lie, but we also know there are uplines that they don't talk to you unless you run an auto ship. Doesn't make it matter if you're making money or not. She was on her phone 24/7. And keep in mind, this girl was a stay-at-home mom. So, I'm sorry. I do the whole stay-at-home mom with the business thing, and I'm not on my phone 24/7. So, don't tell me you gotta be on your phone 24/7 if you're a stay-at-home mom. You're not working this around a full-time job, other than your kids, which is a full-time job, but you gotta learn to separate the two. And then her other reason was, she didn't like the customer program and how you had to sign people up for auto ship. But then she said a few things about the program, and I was like, she said, it sucks that you have to sign them up for an auto ship and then they still have to pay a $50 membership fee. And I was like, yeah, you clearly didn't know the program. So she quit because basically she didn't do her homework, and her upline may or may not have actually trained her. It didn't look like she did. But with the phone thing, it was time for him to go to bed. And even today, he's like, I could have signed him last night. Okay, but you signed him today. I've been both ways. Savannah knows. I've been up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm getting these messages out, and I'm talking to people, and I'm signing people, and then I'm sucking for my family the next day. Okay, you got to turn your phone off. You got to go to bed. You got to set boundaries. Just like he's at work. When his lunch break is up, it don't matter who's in his inbox. That phone needs to go off, and he's got to go back to work. You need to have that in your own head. When it's time for you to be done with work, the rest can wait. If they're interested today, they'll be interested tomorrow. You cannot lose what you don't have. If they're not actually interested, they're not going to sign regardless. Now, I'm not saying you wait a week, because there is such thing as impulse buying, and that's what we're kind of dealing with when it comes to customers, especially from host to post, because you don't know them. But a 24-hour window isn't going to make or break it. Now, a 7-day window, that does. So I'm not telling you don't follow up with your people. But you have to set boundaries, or you will burn yourself out, and you're going to feel like, I don't do anything but it works, and you know, I have to be on all the time because if someone wants it, they want it right now. That's not the case. And then last thing, because I talked to Natasha about this, and she made the comment, let me make sure that there's no questions in here. Eric Texan drives too. Yeah. Yeah. So last thing is fear, or not fear, doubt and failure. I was talking to Natasha and I told her, because she's like, man, you're on fire, because he signed a customer today, I signed 2, and I have 1 more on my website right now. I said, no, it's numbers evening out. The last 10 days I have not signed anybody. Now, we have had life happen. We went on a spontaneous trip to Maine again for his family, where obviously when you're traveling and you're a family, you're not doing as much. I've had extra kids here for the last week and then today. So I can look at my book and say I haven't done as much as I needed to sign 10 to 20 customers, which is my goal. My goal is to sign 2 a day. But I've done enough work. I should have at least signed 5 or 6, and I didn't sign anybody. So that tells me that has nothing to do with the work I'm doing and everything to do with sometimes you go on dry spells and then numbers always even out. So then you boom, boom, boom. Now, again, this is against the grain because I've had plenty of leaders say, oh, well, if you're working consistently, you'll be signing consistently. Y'all, I've had a lot of sales jobs. None of them do you make sales consistently. You have highs and lows, and the people always quit when they're low.
Ebbs and flows.
My old boss, Gary, used to always tell people, you know, you're thinking about quitting, wait until the sales pick back up, and then if you still want to quit, I'll let you without a fight. No one ever wants to quit when they're making sales. They want to quit when the sales aren't coming in. The problem is if you quit when the sales aren't coming in, you never hit that high spell again. Don't quit in a low, don't quit in a valley, always quit on a mountain if you're going to quit. And if you come and tell me that you want to quit and you're on all the Zooms and you're consistently signing people and you just honestly feel that this is not what God wants you to do, I'll let you quit without even saying a word to you. But if you come to me and you want to quit because you're not signing people, you're not showing up on the Zooms, you're not screenshotting, because guess who screenshot me today to close for him? And he's been married to me for 4 years, has seen this done. He knows more than most of y'all do when it comes to the conversations, just because he's been around it, yet he's still screenshotting. So, I don't care. I would say if you're not diamond or higher, and you're not consistently signing people, you need to be screenshotting every conversation into the team chat.
I say double.
At the very least, you need to be screenshotting 1 or 2 conversations a day just to make sure that you are answering like you think you should be answering. Or that what you think you should be doing is correct, I guess, put it that way. So, but I was telling her, she's like, oh, it's good to know that, you know, you've been in for 4 years and you're pretty high in the company and you still have doubt. Yeah, anytime I come through a valley, the devil is in my head like, you're a one-hit wonder. You're never going to rank advance. Because we're pretty open with the fact that we don't run through the ranks. We focus on the money. So we've been at Diamond for a while. We're about to go double organically, which is awesome. But then probably it's going to be a while before we go triple. It might not be, but there's like a fly in here. But we're very vocal about God first, family second, and then the business. This is not something that I stick my kid in front of a TV for 12 hours a day so I can run through the ranks. Just not for us. But with that comes doubt and comes comparison of like, oh, so-and-so's promoting faster than you. And so-and-so, she's been in 2 years less than you and she's about to go double. So-and-so's been in 2 years less than you and she's presidential. Like, I had comparison with Cheyenne Knox. And then I had to remind myself, Cheyenne ain't got no kids. Cheyenne ain't got no husband. Like, Cheyenne can sit and live, eat, and breathe this business, and it's not a bad thing because she's not neglecting anything. So, comparison can be good and bad. Don't let it be bad. And don't let the devil get in your head when you're having a slow spell. I would say check yourself. Make sure you're actually putting the work in. But if you are, rest in the knowledge that numbers do even out, and you just need to keep doing what you're doing. So, I think that's it. Yes.
Who's ready to kick butt and take names on the Teamwork Zoom?
Savannah said, have you been in my secretly in my head lately?
I am.
See, and we weren't going to go live and do this. But after he signed his customer, and we just had a couple things pop in our head of like, people need to know this. I had that conversation with Natasha not even an hour ago. And then just the fact that, again, I've been feeling pretty crummy when it comes to my mindset, even though I've been doing my mindset stuff. I was like, someone else needs to hear this, because if we need to hear it, our team needs to hear it. So it is, I was thinking we would be on this till 7:30. It's a little after 7:20. So we're going to hop off, immediately hop on the Zoom.
Say bye.
You can say, when we get on the Zoom, you can say hi.
Okay.
Immediately hop on the Zoom, and we will finish out the night with a work Zoom.
Let's go do it!
I don't think you can reach it, babe.